Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Movie Social. I'm your host, Ricky. Today's episode, we're going to be doing a spoiler review of part 1 for season 5 of the now Netflix show, Lucifer. Yes, the devil is back. Before I get into that, if this is what you like, watching reviews and getting our opinions of things, be it TV shows or movies, things like Lucifer, other things on Netflix. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and definitely share it with friends so they can also watch it. And alright, so we know Lucifer went back down to hell to do his so-called job and keeping the demons back down in hell. After the end of season 4, they got back Amenadiel's son. After the demons tried to take it back down to hell. But season 5, part 1, has a lot of interesting things. So for season 5, part 1, Lucifer's other brother, Michael, comes down. Yes, the Archangel Michael comes down from above and stirs up some mischief. While Lucifer's down in hell, trying to cope with being away from the detective, his brother's plotting. First, he starts off pretending to be Lucifer. Tries to create mischief to basically break the detective's heart to hurt Lucifer. And luckily, the detective saw right through that within the first few episodes. Well, within the first episode, basically. And it didn't bode too well for him. He also tried to manipulate Amenadiel. He tried to manipulate basically the whole cast. Dan. He tried to manipulate Mazakin. He actually succeeded for a bit with Mazakin. She played along with helping try to mess with the detective. But it forced Amenadiel to go down to hell temporarily, while Lucifer came back up to try to patch things up. It took a while for the detective to come around, but she eventually came around after a few episodes, and they actually finally did it. They did the deed on this one. Lucifer and the detective got together and hooked up in their relationship. But it became a rocky situation later on. Because, of course, Michael wasn't going away quietly. Him and Lucifer practically almost killed him. Didn't quite kill him, no. Might wish he did. Because one of Lucifer's, not necessarily secrets, because of course everyone that watches the show knows he does not lie. He just leaves certain things out, though. So he didn't never tell Maze about her mother, who's actually there. But who did? Michael. And of course, that didn't sit well with Maze. Maze now so hates Lucifer. And things get wild. Because it gets to the point where Michael sets up Lucifer by having Dan see Lucifer with the devil's face on. And of course, for most people, it drives them kind of crazy. It messes with them differently. And Michael basically tells Dan that he's from above. He's Michael, blah, 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 the whole spiel. And to go shoot and kill Lucifer. Because what Michael thought at that time was that it would hurt Lucifer. But at the same time, he had a backup plan. It was to basically expose that Lucifer no longer loves the detective after sleeping with her. Didn't play well for him at all either. Because he does eventually kidnap the detective. It patches things up briefly with Lucifer and Maze to help find the detective. And must say also, there was a bit of a issue for every cast member for a while. Miss Lopez, for one, wound up dating a serial killer, which kind of delayed things with finding the detective because that's who they thought took her. It kind of played well together, but in the end, we find out on the 8th episode that this was Michael's whole plan to turn everyone against Lucifer. It partially worked because it had Amenadiel completely stop time, not slow down time, but completely stop it. Something Amenadiel hasn't done any of that in a long time. He thought he'd lost his power to slow down time. But when Michael basically says that his son is nothing but a mortal child, it really played with his emotions, and they start fighting in the police precinct, and then out comes Maze to help Michael. So now you have the devil and his brother Amenadiel fighting his other brother, Michael, and Maze. And then God comes down. And I love God as being a black man this time. Loving it. And who is not to like the next man playing God as well? I'm not going to even say who it was. Because when part 2 comes out, it's going to be even better. But it's going to be a wild part 2 with this one. You having Mazikeen and Michael pitting off against Lucifer and Amenadiel. It's going to be interesting to see. Meanwhile, the detective and Lucifer were getting ready to either break up, or Lucifer was actually going to tell the detective that he does love her, which would have been interesting since he does not lie, whether or not he does love her or doesn't. We're going to have to wait and see until season 2. But one thing I did not actually say, Michael is his twin brother, which I thought was very interesting, and it was a good take to play the same character playing the devil and Michael. It made it a great twist, and I honestly think he played the role very well, playing both parts. And it was shown a bit of a hint of accent for Michael versus Lucifer. I liked it. What did you guys think of part 1 for season 5 for Lucifer? Can you guys wait for part 2, which I hope Netflix doesn't delay too long before this year is over? And are you guys happy that it got renewed for season 6? Let me know in the comments below. Till next time.